And I'm live, it seems. So hello YouTubers. I'm gonna start by saying some stuff that I have been looking. One of those is about the curvature of the Earth. This is very simple to understand. We will always see it flat. We are so small because of the circumference of the Earth. If we do simple math, we start to understand that. Imagine this is the Earth. So the Earth has 40,057, I think, kilometers of circumference. I hope I'm spelling it right. Okay. So this is equal 100% of the total distance of the circumference. So let's imagine that we want to see, let's see, 30 kilometers of that radius, 30 kilometers radius of this. So let's do this simple thing. So 40,000 is to 100% and 30,000 is to x. So let's make it the formula like this. This 7 to 100% and 30 is to x. So we multiply these two and divide it by that. It's the three simple rule. I don't know if that's the term you use, but in Portuguese we call it the three simple rule. So 30 plus multiplied by 100 divided by 40,047. I think it's 57. I'm sure, I think it's 57. Whatever, 10 kilometers more or 10 kilometers less, the percentages will look ridiculously small, you know. So let's pull up the calculator and let's do it. So 30 multiplied, where is the multiplication, by 100 divided by 40 47 equals, this is the percentage. So this is what you are actually seeing of the Earth, 0.07%. You see this percentage? Imagine this percentage on this. What it is? What is it? A single line, nothing more, you know. Of course we are always going to see it flat. The Earth is too big for us to see curvature. That's plain simple. This is simple math. Do it yourself. Even if you want to see only half of the Earth, try do it with half. You only get 0.12 or 13%. Not even 1% of the Earth. If you divided this in 100 parts, imagine, man, this is simple. This is simple math. This is simple thinking. So let me look at the chat now because I don't have any other monitor. I have nobody talking. Okay, let's see. Peak current, where I see how many people are watching. Is it here? Oh, okay. 2 people are watching. I was not sure if this was telling the truth. Okay, this is telling the truth, so I don't need this page. Okay. So another thing that I want to talk about, and nobody talks about this, the Voyager. There's an interesting fact about the Voyager, because the Voyager supposedly is using magnetic tapes, and we have the Van Allen radiation belt, which is proven. It was measured and it detected a large electromagnetic radiation. So we know what magnetism does to magnetic tapes. It erases everything. You know what happens to an hard drive, a mechanical hard drive, if you put a magnet. Imagine that you put, let me show you my big magnet here. Imagine you putting this, where did I put my magnet? Hello, magnet. Oh, no, I cannot find it. Where did I put my magnet? Okay, I lost track of my big magnet. That's fine. So please let me know how my audio is, or something is. Am I audible, or is it lagging? Give me some feedback, please, while I find my big magnet to show you. Oh, okay, here it is. Let me pull up the camera. Let me pull up the camera. Okay, camera here. Okay. This magnet has about 30 kilos of pull and push force, which is very interesting. Like Ken Wheeler keeps saying, they make these things but they don't explain how this thing works. But if we think logically, they discharge the electricity here, which we call electricity, but is only the electricity in force in motion, which creates electricity as we know it. But they discharge the electricity here, and she stays here in fields. That's why we have magnets. It's the electric fields working. And that's very interesting, you know, because they make these things, they make it bigger and larger, but they don't explain why we have a central plane of inertia and a north and a south pole. And very interesting, this is mostly made of iron. They have only small atoms of neodymium, which is very interesting. It's like an enclosure structure where they can contain dielectricity and constant force in motion. But we are only experience inertia and acceleration. That's why we feel the downforce. That's another thing very interesting. But the flat earthers, just look at what they keep on bringing why the flat earth is not a belief. Okay, this is a nice way to say that science is not exact and doesn't bring you evidence. Okay, and look at the top commenters. The RTH, Mark Sargent, Flat Earther and other hot potatoes. I asked her once in a video that I posted why she keep on pushing flat earth, even if she didn't have any planetary working model, southern star rotation, explanation of the equinoxes, explanation of the eclipses, the solar eclipses, the lunar eclipses, well, a bunch of things that flat earth cannot explain. But they keep on pushing flat earth. That's very interesting. Based on belief. This is completely false. She should be ashamed of what she's pushing here on only this title. I only watched 1 minute, but this is not worth commenting, because people that give good comments, that's very easy to prove a globe, but she only wants to comment pickpocket, like pickpocket or pick choose, I don't know what's the term. So nobody wants to talk in the chat, or is my chat broken? Hello? Anybody? 3 people, please say something. But this is a good video you should watch. How he shows the center spot of the magnets. It's very interesting. And yes, I was a flat earther for some time, until I started looking at science, because science is the correct path for truth. This is another good interesting video that I surely would like to understand it more, where it shows an interesting phenomenon, where he puts a magnetic current. He has a magnetic inductor here, and the magnetic fields turn around this thing that I was brass, I think it was brass, I don't quite recall, but it's interesting how they align around it. It's very interesting science. No wonder I lost interest once I found out when they start pushing me gravity. Because 9.8 newtons per meter squared. That's why. But they could not ever define gravity. They only explain she pushes you down. Yeah, okay. But why? That's very more important an explanation, that a definition that define what you sense and feel. That's very important for us to develop. But it seems like oh, and my stream is still good. Okay, I had a lot of problems with my stream. Keeps on complaining, but it's now it's good. Okay, good, fine. But what do you want to talk about? I spoke my words out. Ask anything. I'm not here to pretend to know everything. I'm asking questions also. But flat earth, No way. There are too many possibilities on flat Earth, and only the simple mathematicians that we used in the beginning explain us why we don't see any curvature, because even in 20 kilometers or 30 kilometers we only are seeing 0.07%. You know what it is? Divided that in 100 parts plus that and see if you can see anything flat. Flat, no, curved. Of course not. It's impossible to see. So, the 3 persons that are watching, any questions? Any at all? Please feel free. Don't let me talk here all by myself. All by myself. Who was the singer of this music? Celine Dion? Yeah, I think it was Celine Dion. So, you know what I'm more pointing out now? Because I feel like a grasshopper jumping around models. Well, if you are looking for the truth, you gotta be prepared for making some mistakes. It's natural on that. It's not anything to be regretful of. But yeah, I was a flat earther until I really dig in, because I was doing a lot of hangouts based only on certain aspects and never looked at others. That was my fault. But since I started looking at other aspects, well, flat earth came down the drain completely. There's no way an intelligent person could fall for flat earth. Sorry about that, but that's the truth. Concave earth. Now, concave earth. Yeah, that one, since I started watching magnetism and all that stuff, and I started to understand that light is only an induction on this luminescence ether, and she bends, she completely bends, and she bends up. She's repelled, she's like repelled, and in water, I think in water she's repelled more, because water is diamagnetic. Diamagnetic? Oh, let me check it out. Diamagnetic, if I'm not correct, but she has her own magnetic field. That's why she boosts electricity, because she has her own force and motion working. She's alive. She's like alive water. So no wonder you get electrocuted in water. She's one hell of a conductor. Quote. But yeah, once I started looking at magnetism, and I saw that video of Dr. Zek and the laser experiment, was very interesting, as he shows the light curving up. And then I was watching also Steven, and nevertheless he has some awesome animations. That guy is a genius in computer animations, that I can grant him. But in my opinion, I feel him is very narcissistic, but I should not criticize people. But that one you cannot deny. It's very visible. But he was presenting A very interesting model. Very visual, very almost credible. I must give him credit for those animations that he did of the horizon. That's some awesome work he did there. I should grant him that, but I don't think that's reality. Yes, light is bending up, and according to seasons, I don't know if it's the winter of this or the summer there that the light is more compressed or more refracted, but in those seasons, one of those you can see more, and in the other you can see less and more refracted. That's what's happening, and I don't see videos of people doing in seasons showing them. Oh, I saw one on a guy showing those platforms that Steven showed. He made another video showing different times of the year those same platforms, and they change drastically. So that's how light is working in this light environment. We wouldn't have electricity if we wouldn't have the heater. We need the heater to have electricity. It's just force in motion. Too bad I didn't learn this when I was in school. Too bad. Well, better later than never. So nobody wants to interact. I'm looking at live chat. You are also looking at live chat, and no interactions. Just another clip for posterity. Nobody wants to interact. Okay. But yeah, I was in concave. Okay, concave. I almost fall for it when I was start looking at Fata Morgana and the looming effect. But those images are refracted. That's not reality. That's only a projection of light, because they only occur mainly on water or something that is very moist deep on the ground to create a reflection. We need moist to create those effects, I think. Yeah, I still have 3 people, but nobody wants to interact. Just listen. Okay, it's fair enough. I like to also be quiet and listen. You don't know the things you learn while you listen silently. That's true. That's very true. But yeah, the Voyager. The Voyager or concave? What you wanted me to talk about? Voyager? Concave? The sodium layer, that's very interesting. You know that it's hard to me to translate from Portuguese to English chemical equations. You know salt. It's sodium something, chlorate, chloro. Okay, that thing, but you know sodium. Sodium is a very interesting element. It reacts with water, but I don't know if it's the oxygen or is the hydrogen that is directly reacting, or the whole molecule. I didn't research about that, shame on me. But it reacts with those 2 elements in that molecule, and that's interesting that That element is up there in the sky. I talked about it in my prior video. And why the hell is sodium up there in the sky? Oh, okay, the sodium layer is what creates this yellowish layer. So how do the satellites pass this layer? It's 3 miles thick. Do they have openings to pass it? Because if they are using hydrogen fuel, I don't think they are using. They use sometimes. I don't know, but if they use a fuel that has oxygen or hydrogen in it, well, embrace yourselves. This is what is going to happen. Let's see if I don't have any copy strikes with this video, but let's look at what happens with sodium and water. This is an alkaline metal, by the way. Let's put a little bit big. Before we continue, please let me know, is my stream okay or I'm wasting my time here? Just this, please. Is it lagging something? Hello? Hello? Well, like some popular sayings are used to come out, silence is confirmation. So I think it's okay. So let's see, where is the video? Where is cutting the sodium here? Is adding what? Water? I want to see the burn. Oh, okay. Didn't watch from the beginning. Wait, what the hell is he doing with sodium? He's charging. He's charging the sodium. Hello? Why does he need to charge the sodium? To create this reaction? Okay, let's see what the reaction is. This is charged sodium, apparently. So he creates surface tension, starts wobbling around the water. Interesting. Doesn't burn. The electricity doing magic. Interesting, I never saw this reaction. Because alkaline metals do explode. Well, this seems to be another monologue hangout. Okay, this is some more testings. But now, since I passed the concavity, oh, this is another interesting thing. After hundreds of years exploring the human body, now they seem to found that our lungs do much more than regenerate oxygen. They make blood also. Very interesting. Now I think we are actually learning. Finally, it's about time we start learning something. No interactions. Okay, this one is okay. Oh, and WikiLeaks just released 500k Cablegate about the ISS. What's new? Only the conformed people think that terrorism is real and it's all about whatever. It's about global control. That's what's about. I still have 3 persons watching. Okay. But now I'm looking at geocentrism. If you did watch my latest mirror, that channel has few videos but very precise and on explaining why the Mach principle, where he did the equations and he said that the center of mass doesn't matter if it is the Earth, the Sun or any other planet. The mechanics and the physics will be the same. So that's why they keep pushing the Sun center of mass. But I don't think it's the Sun the center of mass. It's the Earth, and it's stationary because it's logical. We look at out there, what's the only thing that is moving? It's the sky. And I need to search more the Vedic. You also should research more of the Vedic knowledge, because it seems like the Greeks, like Pythagoras and the Pythagoras theorem, may be a copy from the Vedic knowledge. Also seen about Shiva being the smelter. Interesting. I also like smelting, making castings, welding. Since I was a child, I had that inclination. I pick up a transformer and a small car, a metal car, pick up a tiny bit of lead, I plug it into the transformer, one hand, and the other hand would plug it, would attach it to the car, and would start making sparks, you know, on the metal of the car with the LED on 12 volts. Just like I was imagining my future. Now I am doing that. I'm working with chromo cobalt, which the only thing I dislike about that is the mines where they are taking the cobalt. They are exploring children. I don't like that part of my job, but well, everybody should should have a job. If the education was correct, everybody would find his perfect job. But it seems some people like to be lazy, and this world was not made to be lazy. You have times to be lazy and times to do work. Work is very important to make this society go forward. You wouldn't have technology if people would start researching and thinking and creating things. If they started to be lazy, we wouldn't have smartphones and all that stuff. But in the other part of science, that's technology, which requires some science and some basic physics. Technology doesn't require quantum physics and all that stuff. It necessitates nanotechnology, that's for sure. Yeah, that's why we have computers of the size of of a pocket, to fit in a pocket. But heaven science, that one is screwed up. I haven't found I found a video which I think it was deleted about I think it was astrophysics. I think it was that guy talking about liquid helium being the dark matter. Finally, some guy with sense, because that's the only thing logical. And another interesting thing, I made a video prior talking about helium being very rare, and NASA talking about conservation of helium and all that stuff. And now, if you research about helium, they are going to say that helium is not that rare anymore. Very interesting. They change things, they keep on changing things because they know people then don't have a good memory, but they keep on forgetting those ones that have a good memory and remember those things. And those guys probably don't have a lot of audience, because I don't understand people. That's the main factor of this, because I keep seeing on people that they just like to be entertained. I don't deny that I like a good entertainment. I did unsubscribe Steven because I like to be entertained by him. He's a good entertainment, yeah, and he has a good graphics also. But that doesn't mean he's telling the truth, because he's being very selfish. And a Christ conscious guy is not selfish. He's very humble and very pleasable to the eye, and he doesn't project that. That's my point of view. Many have other difference, I accept that, I don't criticize, but we should be looking at evidence, factual evidence. That's the important thing. God made things factual. Look at nature, look at everything. Everything works, everything is presented in working. This is working science. Nature is working science. Us are working science. Only these cosmological and astrophysics and those wacky terms they use these days are only projecting delusions. Oh, and I found the interesting thing about that guy that blocks my principal video. He posted a video talking about the conspiracy involving the blocking of the video. That's very hilarious. I also left a comment saying that people should realize that he's part of that conspiration. That's very interesting. I see that people don't have shame. I still have my shame, and I'm ashamed of posting certain videos that, well, I make them private or unlisted. But I will never delete my account, and I will never monetize this account. If I see something that is interesting and has good questions, I will post it. Or if my brain pops up an idea, but yeah, you should start looking at logic and evidence. That's what's important, to look for truth. Everything else is entertainment. Don't be fooled by entertainment. Be presented with evidence that you can confirm with your own eyes. That's the important thing. And not only one confirmation, we need more confirmations. For example, the gas chambers that whoa, here comes the anti-Semitism. But these are the facts. Even the Museum of the Holocaust did a counter analysis on some analysis a guy presented. Sorry, I don't present you the names, but if you research it, you are gonna find those documents, those reports, analyzing some gas chambers about Zyklon B, which was told to be used in those specified gas chambers, and the analyses were negative. And all other facts, video footage of people going to Israel before the World War II that Hitler was supposed to letting go. That's an interesting thing. I saw some videos. Could they be fake? Could they be real? Like some say, history is told by the victors. Are the victors good guys? Because I think this one is established as a fact. If I'm wrong, correct me. As the Eisenhower death camps, where he made starve 1.5 million Germans, and history doesn't talk about it. And the Russians, the millions of people they killed, that also doesn't come as the genocide part of the Holocaust. Also, they just focus on some people that many are presenting as Khazar related. The Zionists, the supposed people that are ruling the world now. So there are many things out there that should be watched, confirmed, researched, and factualed into concrete evidence. We need to live on solid ground. We need to stop living on quicksands. Yeah, I think that's a good term for it. Quicksands are no good for us. We need solid ground, solid roots to have a solid future for our children, for everybody. Well, 45 minutes, nobody in chat. Okay. Hope you enjoyed this my talk and conversation monologue. Interesting thing, I might say, because what are the odds of having 164 subscribers and picking up the time that nobody is in? Me, I win. I'm the winner. Yeah, I got it. Like my Facebook. Let's take a drive on my Facebook. My Fortress of Solitude. Let's see. What do I have here? Wait. Hello, Facebook? Are you screwing up? Yeah, my Fortress of Solitude. This is my work, my weldings. I use white cast with volcanic rock to involve the welding, so I can weld it together. Interesting thing, this is like the same thing as welding lead. You just need more temperature because the metal will start to look liquid, and if you scrape it, it will look like silver, shiny silver, you know, like lead also. If you scrape it, it will look like that shiny silver. Interesting metals, they all work the same way. Only the temperature is needed to change things. And this is what happens. My weldings, I welded here, and I welded this piece here, and I welded this piece here also. See, I have almost full link of subscribers, but when I post something that, okay, now I have some more people mingling in. But for a person that has 4,738 people, this is the Fortress of Solitude, because you have the right to remain ignorant. Everything you don't know can and will be used against you, most likely for profit. Yeah, that's reality. The world revolves on profit. That's a fact, undeniable. But look what happens when children is not indoctrinated with all the violence that society brings up. Look. She doesn't want to hit it, she wants to love it. Oh, the Titanic and the Olympic, the twin brothers. This is very important. Your inner child must be always present. She thinks. Your adult you doesn't think, watch TV and yeah, that's the truth, okay, whatever. And bring me football and beer and all that stuff and this and that and whatever. my grinding place where I grind those babies to a fine metal. And this is my policy, for sure. I don't care of your race, ethnic, religion, politic side, whatever. If you respect me, I will respect you. That's my policy. That should be a global policy, but unfortunately is not, because people are getting divided because of religion or terrorism or whatever. That's a pity, because this is very simple to understand. We are being fooled. We don't need half the bad things that we have right now, like wars, divisions, and all that stuff. But yeah, that's the world we live in, because the ego wants quantity, but the soul wants quality. Yes. That's why all the things that I buy, that I really need, I don't have an iPad, I don't have this or that or whatever, I just have what I need: a cell phone, I have a laptop, I have a TV that works as a monitor, I have a computer, I have sound. What more electronics do I have? I have a GPS, an old GPS. I don't update things, I don't want to buy the newer version, this or that. We should live what we should start to give more value to other things than stuff. But no, people want the biggest, the baddest, the whatever. And there are a few that want to control us all by doing that. Please tell me, are you happier if you have a better car? Of course you are. That's for sure. But why doesn't the person next to you not allowed to have that better car also? Why? Why is that person different than you? He has two lungs, he has a heart, he has a brain, he has the same thing inside of you, even the same energy. Only you have the power to choose which type of energy, because that's no foolish way to say that. It is called dielectricity. Diversion, division, duality. I think that's where God, sorry for saying bad of you, but that was the failure of God. He let us have everything, as so-called good and bad. Now this is a test, I think. This is my only opinion. If you don't like it, whatever. It's you are free to choose and to think whatever, but all these things about chaos and fear and all that stuff, this is all man-made. This is all man-made. The only thing that we should fear is God itself. Yeah, He's our creator. He created all this stuff. But we should respect each other, because I think somebody has the God complex and thinks he's better than the other. That's wrong. That's completely wrong. And education is screwing some people up. That's why other nations in the past evolved very fast because they changed education. And if we see the history, they completely destroyed that education. Even that country showing prosperity, wealth, and they shut down that education. Why? I think that's an important question that we should ask. And I'm talking about the World War II. It's a fact that we know that Hitler, when he came to power, and he completely turned Germany upside down. Europe and America were suffering about the Great Depression, and Germany completely turned that thing upside down and gave jobs to people. And why they, and according to some research, I don't know if it's true or not, but he completely spent a lot of time in the education and sports and society. And that's the major facts of growing and prosperous society. Educating people like properly. We are not properly educated. I was a victim of that system. Like I told before, I was inclined to welding and all that stuff, and at school I asked for working with metals, and they sent me to agriculture. You know? That's completely screwing up a person's education. Well, a lot of things are wrong, but I'm not a force to change it. We together are that force. We together can change it. And I must be being audible or something or whatever, because silence is confirmation. Okay, well, I'm reaching 1 hour. I think it's good. I said enough. Maybe when I end this I will remember a lot more, but okay, that will stay for the next week. So, hope you enjoyed my monologue, and hope you appear next show. Let's call it a show, like this is a social platform, a show. So, see you next week. A goodbye, maybe? Can you guys say a goodbye? Let me wave a goodbye. Goodbye? Hello, goodbye? Can you say goodbye? No goodbyes? Okay. So, once again, hope you enjoyed my conversation with myself, and next week I will be back for some more talk. So, see you later, alligator, and peace.